Well, hello there, my fellow road warriors and curious onlookers. Welcome back to another thrilling installment of This Is My Life Now, where I, your friendly neighborhood former corporate bigwig turned wheel-gripping truck driver, break down the dollars, the logs, and the ever-elusive home time. Buckle up, because we're diving into the wild world of truck driving with a side of sarcasm and a sprinkle of hard-earned wisdom. Back in my suit and tie days, I was stuck in boardrooms, sipping overpriced coffee and pretending to care about budget spreadsheets. Now, I'm out here hauling freight, enjoying the scenery, and living the dream, 1 mile marker at a time. I've been a truck driver since 2019, and I've been rolling with Cheeseman since November 2020. That's not a quick fling, that's a commitment. I'm not one of those YouTube recruiters who signed on last week and thinks they've cracked the code to trucking nirvana. I've been grinding for years, and let me tell you, sticking with a carrier like Cheeseman matters when you're looking for the real deal. This week, we're talking about something that separates the pros from the wannabes: location and timing. Out there in the trucking jungle, some carriers are like that friend who's always desperate for company. You call them, and they're like, "Orientations next week. Bring your buddy, your neighbor, and that guy from the truck stop." They've got turnover rates higher than a bad reality show, 92% or more. That means they're burning through drivers faster than a truck stop coffee pot on a Monday morning. Not a great look. Then you've got carriers like Cheeseman. They don't play that game. Their turnover? A smooth 37%. That's not just a stat. That's a signal drivers stick around because the gig works. They don't cram 20 or 30 newbies into weekly orientations like it's a clearance sale. We're talking maybe 5 or 6 new drivers a month. Why? Because Cheeseman only hires where they need drivers, when they need drivers. It's not a cattle call, it's precision. They want the right fit, not just anyone with a CDL and a pulse. And here's something else that sets them apart. You can head to Cheeseman's website right now and check out their full pay package. No need to hand over your email, phone number, or your mother's meatloaf recipe. You can see it all, even download it, without jumping through hoops. In this industry, that's rarer than a clean rest stop bathroom. Transparency like that tells you they're not hiding anything. So, if you're thinking about joining Cheeseman, and let's be real, you should, because I'm out here thriving, reach out to their recruiting team. I would appreciate if you mention my name. I'm not just a talking head on your screen. But here's the kicker. Don't quit your current job until you've got that orientation date locked in. That's not just Cheeseman wisdom, that's universal. Timing is everything in this game. You wouldn't switch lanes without checking your mirrors, so don't ditch your current carrier without a plan. Now, a quick sneak peek at my week, because I know you're dying to hear it. I was out on a far west load, which was a haul, literally. Had 2 days of downtime, which I spent mostly capturing some sweet drone footage for my TikTok side hustle and watching the canyon fire burn thousands of acres. That's right, I'm out here watching the trucks back as good as my paycheck, which still rolled in at a cool $1,933. Not too shabby for a week that included some quality camera time and extra naps. Stick around, because I'm about to break down the pay, the logs, and how much I got to annoy my dog with belly rubs this week. First, we'll talk about my logs for the week. I was paid for 2,267 dispatched miles. I had 2,638 logged miles. The days in orange, I was on paid 34-hour resets. Let's look at my unedited pay statement for period 33 of 2025. This includes all trips from August 3rd to August 9th. Empty miles paid $7. Securement paid $13. Hazmat miles paid $87. 34-hour resets paid $200. Loaded miles paid $1,493, and stops paid $132. Total earnings for this week was $1,933. 33 weeks into the year, my gross income is $74,572, and my total miles is 94,254. That averages out to $2,260 per week and 2,856 miles. Estimated out over 52 weeks, my estimated annual is $117,507. Year-to-date numbers as of week 33 of 2025. I've been paid for 94,254 miles, covering 32 states, making 226 stops. 94% of those miles have been loaded, averaging 79.1 cents per mile. Here's the home time that I've taken this payroll year through the end of the 33rd week. I have been on home time 18 times so far, totaling 47.9 days. I also have 5 overnight breaks at the house and 16 paid 34-hour resets on the road. I am not paid hourly, but let's calculate like an hourly job. For the week, my gross pay was $1,933 for 51 hours of work. If we break it down into a typical hourly job, it could be 40 regular hours and 11 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $33.87 per hour. For the year, my gross pay so far is $74,572 for 1,923 hours of work. If we break it down into a typical hourly job, it could be 1,289 regular hours and 634 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $33.29 per hour. Taking a look at the if only truck drivers were paid for every hour in the truck calculation page. 33 weeks have gone by so far. That totals 5,544 hours. I have been at home 1,150 of those hours. That works out to 4,394 hours from the pre-trip leaving home to the post-trip returning home. My compensation through week 33 is $74,572. That works out to $16.97 per hour away from home. All right, folks, that's the wrap for this week's saga. If you're eyeing a move to Cheeseman or any carrier, do your homework. My Google Voice number is on every one of these videos. Send me a text. Ask the real questions. Recruiters are great, but they're not out here dodging way stations or parallel parking a 53-footer. Truckers talk to truckers, and I'm here for it. Research and networking are your keys to nailing the switch. Think, check. Culture, home time, equipment, compensation, and knowledge. Get those right, and you're not just jumping carriers. You're setting yourself up to thrive. Check out Cheeseman's website, scope out that pay package, and mention my name to recruiting. But don't burn bridges until that orientation date's in your pocket. As always, make sure that you are enjoying every day at work.